Here's a viral video featuring lawyers during the Nigerian Bar Association conference held recently in Enugu, responding to questions raised about the performance of the Tinubu administration.
First question is Nigeria better today than 2 years ago? Okay, let's go to the second question. Do you think the nation is on the right track with the policies of the Tinubu government? Okay. All right. My third question. Is your hope renewed? No, I've not finished the question. Hold on. I have not finished the questions. Hold on is a longer sentence. Is your hope renewed now, or do you think this government is in touch with the present realities of the average nation? For those who agree, say yes. Those who disagree, say no.
All right, there you have it. That was a resounding no there by lawyers at the NBA conference. Rufai, your thoughts on the NBA conference and the Nigerian lawyers there, 20,000 of them, having a resounding no about the...
At first,
reforms,
please,
or
I will instruct
whether Nigeria has changed.
You have to submit me the names of all those lawyers.
What are you going to use them for?
Please, all of them that in the hall that attended that session. How can they say such a thing?
Freedom of expression.
Freedom of what?
Of course.
No, say that. The only one freedom we have is the freedom of President Tinubu doing well in the country. Everything is good. You can see how Nigeria is moving. It's doing very well. President Tinubu, that's the only freedom we have. So please, for all those lawyers, I've been sarcastic, but the truth is, it speaks to itself. I saw that conference. I saw how the government officials tried to defend things that didn't exist. Take, for instance, one of the ministers I was on the panel said there were, this is the line the government keeps putting out, that there was no provision for subsidy in the law when they removed subsidy. But you see, they don't tell the full part of the story that this government also claimed they paid subsidies till 2024. It was when the prices jacked up. So when they said subsidy gone, they were still paying subsidies. These are empirical facts. The NNPC was still paying subsidies within. It was when they said they removed it totally that happened. So they tell a lot of half-truths. There's a danger of a single story. It's just one side they tell. But you cannot deceive the people for too long. See, Oji, if the parameters are good in favor of the people, forget what the IMF is saying, okay, reserves and everything. The IMF is never there for your lives to get a lot better. It's never there for your lives to get a lot better. Forget it. With all the advice the IMF has been giving, where did it lead us till today? So if the parameters are good, you will see it, Oji. Can we compare it to the years when Nigeria was growing 7-8%? We saw, when Obasanjo's time, the president didn't need to go and tell people in Brazil to come back home. They came back, people came back home normally. But you know the interesting part, people that came back home in those boom days, they are going back. They've all gone back.
All right.
So you don't need to tell people. It's not a case of overselling. Right. What you should focus on is leave the sentiment and the buzzword, the headlines. Ayo, you were saying headlines don't lie. No. There's something you call headlines. I can do propaganda and craft an headline now. It doesn't. I can craft headlines.
Depends on what you're reading.
Yes. Yeah. So what you will say is it depends on what you are reading. Headlines can be headlines.
True.
So I can craft headlines for you just to feel that things are working, but they're not working. And it goes back to the fact that they need to get a lot done.
All right.
The MBA conference is one. I've also had the chance to be able to moderate one of the sessions of the MBA conference where we speak truth to power for each other. And I think these are the feedbacks the government should be able to take. As it is, we're talking to the diaspora community in Brazil. Yes, these are the reforms, but the question is, so that's their own single story. Oh, we've put in reforms, we remove this, we remove that, remove this, remove that. Ayo was saying, reduce corruption. No, corruption is gone already, so forget why don't you raise government. So the second part of the story is this. You have done the reforms, but that reforms too have increased price times 3 for the lives of Nigerians.
Yeah, but remember what the president said.
It's plunged more people into poverty. It's plunged more people into pain. And the problem also is that you have not shown us a strategic plan to be able to come out of it.
All right. The president has said that these reforms are like, they're going to be like the childbirth. So there's going to be a lot of suffering, pain before we reap the
show us
fruits
strategic.
of the reforms.
I'll give you an instance.
But in the meantime,
please,
the president is back.
I know.
To the
I want to give you an instance.
We have those videos. We can play that quickly.
I want to give you an instance, please. After the president pulled out subsidy, announced subsidy gone, mid-2023.
Yes.
He gave a speech where he said we are going to cultivate 10 million hectares and all that. All the promises he gave in the speech, where are we on the agricultural cultivation now as we speak?
All right.
Where are we on the supply chain logistics?
Those are some of the questions that the administration will need to respond. Only a minute because we have to go to the next
No, not even up to a minute. Without prejudice to all these conversations we've been having about economic reforms and the impact on the people. Now, there's something in journalism called leading questions. When you phrase questions to have a predetermined intended answer.
Yes.
So, and a typical example will be those questions that you showed. When you ask people, do you think hope has been renewed? There are only two options.
Yes.
When you ask them, is Nigeria economy better than it? If you were to disaggregate it, then of course there will be room for further reflection or for analysis. So these are trick questions that just lead to one particular answer.
All right.
So we need to be careful about that.
Okay.
So in other words, that may not be a proper reflection of the diverse, disaggregated views of the Nigerian Bar Association.
Right, well said. Or even some of the Nigerian people.
Or even the Nigerian people.
Some of the Nigerian people. Well, all right. Well said, you all.
Now, while the question might come across as leading, I do not think Dr. Reuben Abati knows for sure what Seun's intentions were. Because intention also matters. And until we are sure of what his intentions were, it might be wise for us to show his strength. I wasn't at this conference, obviously, but Seun could have been asking those questions because he noticed many of those in attendance here were not in agreement with the submissions of some of the guest speakers. And so he thought it wise to give them some kind of voice. And I don't think there is anything wrong in that. In any case, these lawyers are also Nigerians, and they too must be feeling the economic pressure that majority of Nigerians are feeling. So the suggestion that it tricks them into answering those questions, I think, is disrespectful to the intelligence of these professionals. The reality is, just like we have leading questions in journalism, the profession of law also have what is known as leading questions. So it will be interesting to know if the so-called leading question was from a journalistic perspective or from a legal perspective. Now, having said that, there was an elephant in this room no one was willing to confront. And even Seun didn't look like he was prepared to rock the boat. Truth is, lawyers here should have been asked if it was morally right to bring a conference that was initially slated to hold in Rivers State to Enugu State, after the NBA leadership had collected a whopping 300 million naira from the Rivers State government, with the understanding that this conference would hold in the state. Or do they think that some of us have forgotten